Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Wendy's Colouring, and today is my colouring plans video for February. It's a bit of a tricky month, February, because it's not the longest of months. So as usual, I have pulled out a pile of books that I'm not going to be able to do them all, but yeah, my mind is willing, but time kind of spoils it. It means that I don't get to them all, but yeah, hopefully I'll make my selections out of some of this pile and some of them will get done. This is a whip that I want to get certainly worked a bit more, because again, I think this might even be a 2-year whip. It's been a long time. Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby Rosanes. Lovely book that I have not worked in. This is all I've done in this book. I think this was in Albert Dura's that I've started and then wetted, but I've literally got this far. I suspect the faces are luminance looking at it, but I'm guessing. Got this far and yeah, deserted it a long time ago, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because I think out of all his books, this book is probably one of my favourites of his. Just yeah, quite like the idea of it. But I've done, like I say, this is it. This is all I've done in it. So I think I'd like to at least get a page finished in this book. And I do have a small collection of little Russian dolls, so hence why I started on this in the first place. But somehow, yeah, it got this far and then got left, and it's never called back to me. But I would like to kind of finish that. I'm kind of having a bit of a no, let's get rid of whips period at the moment. Then last month I'd picked out these 3 that I wanted to do, but obviously didn't get to. Just, yeah, again, not enough time. Vintage Mariam, I'm going to keep the same pages tagged. I'm going to whiz through them very quickly because, like I say, they are the same as I was looking at last month. So the little lounge, I still quite like. The bedroom, that is very busy, very busy, but I still quite like it. And then if I'm feeling lazy and I'm not up for a busy page, I do still quite fancy this cute little dressing table with these cute little bottles and other bits and pieces that are so lovely. So yeah, definitely like to get to another page in my vintage room, because as you know, it's one of my faves. Just can't work in it all the time, can you? You've got to have a break. I've still, crime of the centuries, not worked a page in Little Secrets from my furry house in Klarmarkova. I don't quite know why. Just, yeah, other ones I keep going, I'll do that one first, and then before you know it, I'm out of time. I'd still like to do this lovely little cute unicorn page because I think it's beautiful. And same in my Night Voyage again. Will I ever start this book? I want to start this book. Still got this double marked that I'd really like to start on. That I think in some people's books this bird is a tree, isn't it? Christmas tree. In this book that I have, it's set up as a birthday arrangement, not a Christmas. So plus side is that I can do it at any time. But I would like to start those as well, as I have had for the last month before. Then I got this when my little Klarmarkova book came. This also came in the same order. So Savia Grazzo, Brightness, the Women of Flowers collection, book 3. This is my first book of hers, and so I've not marked one in particular, but I was kind of thinking some of these from the front that were kind of, well, they've all got flowers, haven't they? That's the title of the book, Wendy. Yeah, but I quite like some of these at the front that I thought they're not too complicated a portrait, so I might try and do one of those from Salvia Grazzo. But like I say, I've not picked a particular one out of it, but as it's a new one in, I kind of thought I would. Now, I'm not even sure this book will fit on the page. It kind of doesn't. It's got a little bit of a bigger book that I've had quite a while, but again, it's in my pile of uncoloured books, and it is a really cute book. It's one that I got from AliExpress, The Story of the Seeds colouring book by Quang Li. And I've picked a couple out of here. It's a nice book in that it is a monstrous book, which is probably why I've not coloured it. It gives you the beautiful printed coloured version that the artist has done, and then obviously you've got your black and white version. The black is very black on it. I've no idea whether this paper will take watercolours or not, but this was not an expensive book, so I'm kind of, it is quite thick paper. So I'm kind of thinking I might chance it and see if I can watercolour on it. The other page that I've pulled out is the cover image, which is this one, that I'm also thinking I might have a go at one or two. Quite like, because you see a bit more of it on this actual page than you see on the colour. So you've got this little village below and this very sulky bird at the bottom. I just think this is a really nice little illustrative style in this book, and yeah, so far I've chickened out of it. Sorry, a lot of them are on the side, which is not helping you at the moment. You're guaranteed if I flip back, it'll be the wrong way again. Excuse my ruler. But yeah, it's a cute little book. It's got some beautiful, see, guaranteed, wasn't it? Beautiful pages. But yeah, I quite like to make a start in this book because it's lovely. Sadly, my AliExpress copy did come quite, don't know how well you'll see because my camera's not deciding to focus, did come quite dinged on the corners. All the corners are dinged, but it was only cheap, so we'll not worry about it too much. But yeah, I'd quite like to start on that. Two more that are in my, well, three more actually, there's another one coming, that are in my uncoloured pile, so I'm kind of trying to be good and pick pages out of books that I know I haven't worked in. So Romantic Country, The First Tale, I've picked a few pages out of here. I'm going to whiz through them quite quickly because otherwise this video will be all day. Quite like this little kind of clockwork, back of the clock. Look, got little lanterns, so got a bit of lighting effect to do there. I'm presuming he's cleaning it. So that quite appeals. I also quite liked, if I wanted a simpler page and a bit of a softer into this book, I quite like this little clothing page. Or I also quite like this little tent in the forest, kind of camping setup. I thought that was quite cute as well. Or if I'm being lazy, I thought maybe I could just do a few of these signs. At least then I've started in it, haven't I? Made a start. But I do like this little book page, bookshop page. My favourite place is obviously bookshop. Look, they're even showing a little mushroom book just for me. So that page I do like as well. But obviously all these books are going to take quite a bit of time. So yeah, I think it depends in when in the month I pick this book up and whether that might be a bit over-facing, or I might just get a few signs or something like that. But I'd kind of like to start in it. And the same with this, I think it's Room I Adore or something like that. It's probably not that, but this lovely book that I haven't started in. There's a few wardrobe pages that I quite like. I thought I quite like the wardrobe. Or again, if I'm feeling a bit lazy, you could just do the individual bits of clothes. Not too bad. I also really like this little scene of her going down the corridor, missing all the junk on the floor. Cheeky cat giving her a grin. I thought that was quite nice. And what was my last one? Oh yeah, again, if I'm running out of time, I thought that's quite a nice simple page. That'd be lovely. I do like this book though. There's some pages at the back that I really do want to do, but I'm not going to do them this month because they're doubles. But there's a little science room for Kay here. That's, you've got an observatory, and also my most favourite page is secret book room, where you can go reading your books or colouring your books in this this instance. But it's a double. I kind of think we kind of need to work those as a double, and I'm not going to do a double. So yeah, it's not going to be one for this month, but I do like that page. Another one that I have not coloured in yet is Domming's other book. I think it's like Bizarre Diseases or something along those lines. I think that's what my phone translated it as, but I think somebody did tell me at the time, no, it's not called that. It's Strange Diseases I Invented, or it's something like that, or I dreamt. But this page has been winking at me for a long time, and I think I have picked it out in colouring plans a few times really, but paper in this is lovely. It actually feels like it's watercolour paper. So again, I'm half thinking I might do some watercolour work on this. This has his versions with the print, and you get a second copy of it. So I'm kind of thinking at the moment that I might do this however I want and not necessarily follow his version, because I can still do the next one following his version if I want to. But I'm kind of feeling it'll feel a bit more creative for me. If I don't follow his, I might end up following it, but you never know. But this so far is another of my uncoloured books. The Strange Diseases book by Domings. Beautiful. Mine was from Book Depository. It's a really chunky, thick book. Paper in it is lovely. Then I've got 2 books that I worked in January that I'd also like to work in this month because I really enjoyed working in them last time. So Mystery Island by Coco Wyo. I've pulled out a couple of pages in here that I'd like to have a go at. Love this little drawing. It's so cute and sweet. Although she seems to be in some kind of giant octopus thing that's giving her flowers. I don't know. Is that its eye? Is it in love with her? I think it might be. I think that's quite cute anyway. Scary and cute. And another scary and cute page. So we've got some kind of plant with eyes. Having a cup of tea. I thought that's also quite cute. Quite fancy that as well. And then my Magic Diary, again by Coco Wyo. I've also pulled out a couple more pages. I think this little kind of introduction page to her is also quite nice with her name on. Oops, hello, my bookmark is misbehaving. And then her kind of magicking up some potions. I also thought that could be quite nice because you've kind of got botanicals flying about and then obviously doing things on the table. That's quite interesting. Or just her and some objects that I also quite liked. So some of those, but I definitely like to do a page in both of those again because they were fairly quick and quite fun to work on. I enjoyed them. Also really enjoyed this one last month, so I think this is probably going to make a comeback because it's so easy to carry about. Herbals by Hatchet Heroes. So I quite like this little page that's got is it a stoat, weasel? I'm never sure on these things that all look very similar. Whatever this furry thing is here. I think there's a squirrel, there's a little mouse amongst the mushrooms. Bound to be interesting for me. I kind of half thought I might carry on and do the fox and the owl pages on this side as well. Or I also quite like It's My Dog. So yeah, I kind of have to do that, don't I? She's in here. Might get done. We'll see. So that's also in there. And then my last 2, again, I probably won't do both of these, but I've been trying to do a little bit of Hannah Carlson of late. So Magical Dawn, I've picked out. I quite like this kind of bee wasp page carrying the gems, and the little gems are in the flowers. I thought that might be quite nice for a relaxing page to work on. Or if I felt like stressing myself out a bit, I might do this portrait. Because I do like her portraits, but they take me ages. And this has got some lovely flower work in the back that I also really enjoy, Hannah's flower work. So, depending how brave I'm feeling. And then I'd also pick these little bugs out. But then I was also thinking, oh, this has the bugs in it. Should this be a double? Are these the bugs that are off her hat, helmet, headdress, crown, whatever it is? So, yeah, might do that. You know, again, just at the idea stage. Or I could also, out of Daydreams, I've not worked in my Daydreams anywhere near as much as I have in Magical Dawn, but I do quite like some of the flower and buggy pages out of this one as well. So I've got this one marked. It's got a bit of leaf work around it. It's got some flowers and obviously 3 different insects on there that I quite like. Or again, a butterfly and again a bit of a flower arrangement. Or another little dragonfly. So I think it depends on how brave I'm feeling, how far through this pile I've got, on which page out of these that I might go to. So yeah, quite a few picked out. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Probably not going to do 14. Even on a good month, I don't get 14 done. But yeah, I'm hoping I'll get a few out of all of these done. I'd also kind of like to do one out of Rita Berman's Asian book, which is stupidly left at work, so I can't show you the page I'm interested in doing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the books I'm thinking about colouring in this month. You never know, a surprise item might pop in and I just feel like doing something else, so it might pop in there. But at the moment, I think these are the books I'm interested in. It's the one you'd like me to get done in here. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying your colouring. Bye bye.